What's up, guys? Warren, Divine Audiovisual, back with another video. We're here at CEDIA 2025 at the Perlisten booth, and Dan here is going to take us through some of the coolest stuff they got going on this year. Scott, buddy.
Well, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you spending time and hanging out with the Perlisten team. Right here in front of you, we have our new Black Edition speakers being played with a pair of our D8 subwoofers in a 2.2 configuration. Nice. We're utilizing our friends from Trinov's their processor, and it's
Altitude 16.
Yep, with the Rune. So we're running an iPad to control the music, and then we got the Audiophile monoblocks.
Nice.
And then on either side of the Audiophile, you see the Perlisten amplifiers that are running each sub. So these D8s are kind of unique.
Yeah.
Maybe I could talk about that.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
So the D8 comes with its own external amplifier, which you see on the floor. You can put it in your rack, however you want to do it. It comes with mounting ears too. 3 kilowatt amp. There's 8.5 inch drivers in there in a push-pull arrangement. So you can see the first 4, and then there's its pair right behind it. So it's in a push-pull. So acoustically in phase, mechanically out of phase.
Sure.
So the mechanically out of phase, the cool part of that is now we don't put any vibration into the cabinet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so that thing's gonna be very stable.
It's very stable.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we have a decoupling system that we use. So this sub is pretty versatile. It's meant to be stand mounted, mounted on a wall or mounted in a wall.
Sure.
So on top here, you see the mounting bracket, and you see these isolation grommets here. So this steel plate actually is hovering above the cabinet, so it isolates it, and then you mount the steel brackets to the wall, so you don't transfer any of the energy, whatever energy may come into the cabinet, usually from the acoustics.
Yeah,
we're canceling it forces. The second benefit of this is when we put the stand, we use the same isolator, so the stand is actually isolated as well, so you're not putting the vibrations into the floor. Again, now we're just sending the base energy into the room.
For sure.
So and we're known pretty well for our push-pull. This is push-pull at the next level, and with the multiple drivers, obviously you have quite a bit of SPL capability. A lot of
we heard it last night.
Infrasonic capability, right?
Yeah. Man, yeah, no, they punch. They sound like it's a couple of freaking 15s, you know. It's far more accurate.
To a 24-inch
yeah,
driver.
Okay.
That's what the surface area works out to. Just to put it in perspective,
sure,
right?
Sure. But man, it was punchy and accurate last night, and
that's the trick, is keeping that alive. So we're known a lot for our ability to take the sound quality, but then scale it as far as SPL is concerned. And this is, case in point, where we're still integrating into a very hi-fi system.
Yeah.
But it has the infrasonic capability.
It's so incredible. And we last night at the event, somebody had a cup of water, and a glass of water, set it right on top, just to kind of prove like there's almost no vibration in the cabinet. It's incredible. The bass really is, kind of goes into the room and hits you right in the chest. And
that's the thing. People say, does it matter? Well, have a seat, listen, and then you understand. For sure. It's just that next level of distortion-free dynamic bass that's coming to you, properly.
Sure,
right? It's not being disturbed whatsoever.
And I'm to understand that this can be, floor standing like this, in wall or on wall.
Yep. So I kind of glossed over it, and maybe I'll sneak off camera and grab a bracket.
Gotcha.
So, and this is kind of we're using these brackets on several subwoofers. We'll talk about them in a bit. But this bracket can be used, again, if I hit it at, it's got a nice little look. Yeah. It can be used back here to mount it on a wall, and it'll stand off, I forget the dimension, but let's say 3/4 of an inch will stand off the wall and kind of float. Or you can use it here, and of course they can slide kind of as ears, so you can mount the studs and go in the wall. And now the anodized black side panels. So these are extruded aluminum, so not completely solid, but 6mm walls, all the way around. So the whole cabinet, I believe it's 100 kilograms, so 220 pounds.
Wow. We love our weight though. Yeah, that creates a lot of stability, and just everything's going towards
again. Yeah. So now you're not vibrating the cabinet. You're sending the acoustic energy into the room. Again,
love it.
Another good reason for that. So very similar layout, similar technologies with the DPC array. I won't go into too much detail, but it is very very neat in the fact that we're using a billet aluminum. Actually, we have a piece right here. So this is actually CNC milled out of solid aluminum, and the reason, besides it's just cool, right?
Yeah,
Feel that.
This weighs a lot. I know. I was holding this yesterday.
It's cool, but cool is the right word, because each driver, 3 tweeters, that's part of the technology that we use. They have a assembly here that doubles as a heat sink, and that small recess there, that's actually right next to the voice coil, so it's sucking heat out. Well, those are coupled to this giant heat sink.
Yeah.
It's actually being used to thermally. The more you're moving the diaphragm in and out, the more potential for inductance modulation. That's where these shorting rings come in really handy, and it keeps that flux field very stable. Stable flux field means stable transducer movement, and what that means is low distortion, which means sound quality. Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
So in the end, sound quality.
Yeah. In the end, it's all in the quest of the next level of sound quality. So everything we did was to make the driver just that much better. Kind of what we did.
Incredible. I love how you're willing to just push it even further. Even though the S7T, it just feels so perfect. To most people who hear it, everybody I bring to the shop, they're just mind blown by this.
The limited edition, and then ultimately the black edition. What's neat as a design engineer, when you go through developing products, you learn about your own product, and so you kind of have these field notes. And so when we were done with the S7, we kind of had these things. Okay, you kind of keep them there for what's the next project. And then when Lars came to me and said he wanted to do a limited edition type product, and we didn't know exactly what it was, I'm like, well, I've got this list, and if you let me, I'm gonna put it on there. And then Eric came up with the cool idea of then using our clippable near field scanner and take every single piece and pair match it. So we actually do 3,300 measurements per speaker, then match it. And if we have to adjust the crossover, we adjust the crossover to get them within a half a dB of each other.
Wow.
And that's, again, just taking everything to the nth degree to make it as good as it can be.
That's what I'm
and
talking
here we
about.
have, and I won't go into all the details, but you see this is the limited edition crossover again. What we're doing as far as tolerance of components, everything's 1% tolerance. Very high power, thermally managed parts.
See that? Look at that.
High voltage caps, all air core inductors, all for reason. Low losses, insertion losses between the caps, between the inductors, and then of course the resistors. Sometimes forgotten how much power those things may have to dissipate, and by having a real high quality resistor in there, that's important.
Attention to details.
You know, you'd hate to have a product like this and then you blow up a simple resistor and the whole thing turns off, right? So, so that's the type of detail that we look at. And the Black Edition is currently the state of the art. And the idea behind the Black Edition is it will continue on. It's not going to be limited.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's super helpful. We tried to get some limited editions that were gone in like 2 days.
Yeah, it was cool, but also it was like, okay, now what? Right. So here we are. That's similar product, but different. Limited edition is still very special, very unique. That carbon fiber was an incredible project in and of itself to bring that to market. I've got a pair at home that I love, and they aren't going anywhere. So that's
gotcha.
it.
Nice, man. And do you know the price point of these?
So yeah, 30,000.
Oh yeah.
So they'll ship in a crate. Now we've gotten a wood crate and they stack, so you can run them on a pallet and then ship them in a truck. And then they'll get there nice. And safe.
That's honestly very approachable for what they are. I mean, it really is. That's a phenomenal, competitive price point. If you guys, you know, even in the other ones, I think what are they, 22,000 for the S7T, some in that range. I think it seems like, oh, that's a lot of money. When you hear them, you'll completely change your mind. You know, I've had so many guys come in thinking, oh, that's on another level. Once you hear them and you start thinking in terms of this could potentially be my in-game speaker, like that's it. I don't have to upgrade 10 times in the next 15, 20 years. It really incredible. You guys are
that's a
killing it.
great intro to what I was going to talk about with the subs, to kind of just focus our energy back on the subs.
Let's do it.
The speakers and the demo that we got going on here. So yeah, the Black Edition take the S7 to another level, but then you have the realities of the room and solving the age-old problem of where the speakers go best for imaging, where do they go best for bass. That doesn't necessarily equate to the same position in the room. In fact, it rarely, if ever, does.
Really, yeah.
And so when you integrate the sub, not only the obvious low frequency extension capability, dynamic capabilities go through the ceiling, you have the ability as a consumer to adjust the bass level to where you like it. Some people like a little more, some people like it really even, flat, if you will.
Sure.
But then, of course, you have the ability to fix things in the room that you can't with just a pair of speakers. So that's really, in my mind, like the next level is a really well integrated 2.2 where you pay really good attention to getting the right sub that can match the speaker. That's critical. But once you do that, that solution in your room is nirvana.
Yeah.
And that's really
Gotcha.
fun.
Gotcha. Yeah, man.
And that's the demo. So when we're
awesome.
done with the video, we'll do a demo.
Yeah, we'll get you guys a demo in a little bit. It sounds so freaking good. And we'll do our best to kind of, help that come across over YouTube. But we got a pretty decent mic, so you'll pick up on the clarity for sure. Okay, and you want to show us a little bit
we
your other stuff
talk
real
about
quick?
some of the other,
Yeah.
We've got a selection of some of the newer products. Actually, right here is our newest and smallest addition to the subwoofer family. This is the R8S.
Nice.
So it's part of the R series. Our nomenclature is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
8-inch driver. But actually what's special about this driver is for an 8-inch, it's got an incredible amount of throw. It has 56 millimeters linear peak to peak. So like
That's a lot of exertion.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
a 28 millimeter X.
And it looks like it. Yeah, this looks like a little car audio competition woofer, right? When I saw it, I was like,
the mass,
whoa,
though.
yeah.
I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of heavy drivers.
Yeah.
So we keep them as light as we can.
I love it.
It's got the same glass fiber design that we use on the other ones. Same touch screen and app control
Nice.
that you're used to in all the other Perlisten subs.
Yeah.
The same DSP engine, but now we've got a 500 watt amp. So we
Wow.
scaled everything down
Jeez.
to this package, and it's wonderful. And
Yeah, man, that's awesome. If you guys are in DFW and want to check this out, ours is coming in. I think it comes in next week or maybe the following. You guys have this
there's a
coming in.
shipment that just landed, so
Yeah,
that could be.
Yeah, I
that could be.
think ours is on that shipment. So if you guys want to check it out, we'll play it with the S7Ts in the showroom. Just incredible. So, all right, man, show us some more fun stuff.
Yeah.
Just keeps going around here.
This case here is empty. The toys are what we talked about. Those were the limited edition parts.
Nice.
A little traveling case.
Oh, how
that
cool.
we do. And this
Yeah.
actually, I should give Dave some props. This is the isoacoustics foot that Dave Morrison developed specifically
in
for
on this.
Perlisten for the limited edition. It's using his Gaia technology. Wonderful, wonderful part. Only on the limited edition.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, that is really awesome.
So standing here is this is the D3.
D3,
The D8
gotcha.
we already talked about.
Yeah.
This is the D3, 3 sub. So it has the same attributes. It's got the vibration isolation.
Oh, nice.
Mounting.
His
Can
baby
be
brother
mounted
right here.
On a wall, in a wall to studs. It's got an aluminum fascia here. Also can put a grill in front of that if you want. So very, very shallow mount. Also can fit between 24 on center and still use the brackets.
Beautiful.
Very versatile, different price point, different performance level compared
Yeah.
to the D8. A lot of similar technologies.
For sure, and it's becoming more and more popular. We do, full room acoustics, all built in house, and we have so many clients that are wanting to hide everything in the space, at this point, and to be able to get something like that in your wall, because in the past you've had to go with these other, brands that have little in-wall subs and
Right.
basic, MDF super basic cabinets and stuff. Nothing that's going to give you that really tight, accurate bass in such a small wall cavity. So
Yeah, and that's exactly
Pretty
what this
impressive.
guy's for. So it uses the same type of mounting structure. It also has, this isn't its amp, but its amp would look just like this, but it's a 1500 watt version. This is the 3 kilowatt version.
gotcha.
So again, we integrate the same This is a bigger touchscreen, but it's basically the same.
Sure.
Same interface and the same app.
I hate to hide it. It's beautiful. That subwoofer, I mean, that thing is absolutely phenomenal looking, you know.
So we're seeing this a lot being used in the on-wall configuration.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to see it, right? I mean, look at that thing.
I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah, really, really beautiful design, and those drivers just really cool.
And that segues to this beast, which maybe is more the one you'll put in the wall, right?
Yeah, man.
And it is, again, we're using similar decoupling. So we got the vibration isolation, just a bigger version of it. You can mount it horizontally, vertically. You can get it in the wall. It's just over 12 inches deep.
Sure.
So if you're doing the custom wall,
Yeah.
your screen or whatever, it works great. It's a great starting point for base arrays. Obviously, we love to do waveforming.
Waveforming,
That
yeah,
can be
for sure.
There's been a couple really neat waveforming systems already that use this sub with wonderful results. What's kind of cool about this 18 now is it really opens up the infrasonic capabilities.
For sure.
And the way the amp is designed, the way the sub is designed, is the amp can actually pass full power down to like 5 hertz, right? So all that stuff that's been recorded, and sometimes we don't even know what's been recorded at those frequencies, but the content is there. It can pass that, and then now you can utilize that, and especially if you use arrays, you can actually have appreciable output in your theater with this guy.
Yeah, and with turn off waveforming and pressurization turned on, you know, I'm sure these are going to dig pretty darn deep.
Yeah, so we just
range.
had and I'll try and throw some numbers that are factual at you. There's an individual in UK that uses 6 of these with the waveforming, and with all 6 of them going, he's seeing 122, 123 dB down to 10 hertz.
Gotcha.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy numbers. Yeah.
That's intense. Yeah. To create that kind of infrasonic bass. I mean,
it's going to move your pant legs, right?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And you would typically need some huge 24s or bigger, you know, to do that type of thing.
You hit on a great point. What I love about obviously I'm Perlisten, so I'm going to say this, but it's truly what our philosophy is within the subwoofers is we have an adage, and it's scale, SPL, not sound quality. So we put the sound quality in every model, but it only has X SPL capability. So you can always just add more subs, but you can't add 10 subs to make them sound better. They still sound only as good as they are.
For sure.
And so if you start with sound quality, you make that your building block, that's the way to go.
Exactly. Man, that's incredible. And you know, you guys will see with so many different brands, you know, there'll be a speaker brand, a high-end speaker in the lineup sounds amazing, but everything else is trash below it. You know, there's just so many companies that do that. He's like, not going to say anything. But it's not like that. You know, with Perlisten, if you can't afford the S series, it's okay. Listen to the R's, you'll be mind blown. You know, they don't skimp on us. When they come out with a product, they do their best with that product. And like you said, they scale that sound pressure level instead. So
yeah,
really incredible.
It's a philosophy that suits the brand well. And
I love it.
100% endorse it. So this guy, if I had a favorite product, it would probably be this one.
Nice.
It's very unique.
Wow.
And it was one heck of an engineering challenge. In the end, I love the outcome. We actually have 3 variants of it. It's obviously for tops, and it's angled at 30 degrees is the main or reference axis. So now we're sending the main wavefront at 30 degrees towards the listener. It's meant to be flushed in, but then it has what I call a main listening cone, where the SPL is in a very tight window of plus or minus as much as I went to 55 degrees off axis, and then in the horizontal plus or minus 30 off of the main axis. So it's a pretty big area where you're hitting that really tight SPL. And then of course the sound power is very similar to what an S7 is without the low frequency capability.
Sure.
So it has a very similar sonic signature or timbre matching to an S7. So what better solution to put in the tops than one that has the proper timbre matching? And that's the whole idea behind this design, is that we're not skimping at all on the in-ceiling part of the theater. Now you're matching everything. And you know, now that they're recording stuff, they're putting stuff up there purposely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you want it
to be accurate.
We have vocals.
Right.
You know, you have so many of these movies, they're pushing Dolby Atmos and other object-based, formats to new levels, and so you're getting a lot of vocal stuff. It's no longer where like front stage matters, everything else can be okay.
Put a pair of car speaker coaxes in the ceiling.
Yeah. Exactly. So you don't want this thing to just a car drives around you and changes and
it is, and you notice it, and then and so we do get a lot of comments as this is one of the single biggest upgrades that people have noticed in theaters, because honestly it's been a kind of the forgotten speaker in the system where there hasn't been so much focus on the design. And this design was a good 2-3 years in development after the S7 just to get it to do what it does. Very complex.
For sure.
The whole baffle is the waveguide. We've got patents on that, and we won't go into that in this video. Spare you the technical. Maybe to finish out the discussion, we have 2 examples of S-series in-walls. So there's an S5, which is the in-wall version of an S5 monitor speaker, and then the S4, again, similar to the S4 bookshelf. The whole idea is same as here. It's very, very similar sonic characteristics as the cabinet variant, so that you can mix and match and create your theater however you want. In-wall, box speaker, ceiling.
Yeah, and man, they keep up like crazy. So in the showroom in our smaller theater, we have an S7i center channel behind the screen. We didn't use the center channel version in horizontal format. We used vertical format because I'm a fan of that.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we did S7i center channel behind the screen, and then S7Ts left and right of the screen.
Yeah,
and it's pretty incredible.
And they all come with their own aluminum enclosure.
Yeah, they are heavy, which I love.
Which is great for, again, now we're having that discussion about the vibration isolation. It goes along with that, but also sound propagation into adjacent rooms. It helps mitigate that.
Correct. Yeah.
Great advantage.
Absolutely phenomenal. The experience is so good in that room, and we haven't even gotten our Perlisten subs in there yet. So I'm so excited. Yeah, we got a bunch of demo stuff coming soon. So
awesome.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get you guys some demos of the big system over there, and then we'll get you out of here. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Out there waiting for me. I know somewhere somebody's searching, praying. Tell me what in the world catch somebody's eye, but all that should have been, it would have been, might have been done. Somewhere somebody belongs to somebody, somebody searching, praying. Tell me what